What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Robert Garcia, Anthony Joshua. Get this, Robert Garcia responds to Anthony Joshua's comments that he didn't like Robert's comments about what he said about him losing his mind, him being weak or mentally defeated, if you guys can remember, and he didn't like how it sounded, so he commented on it. Well, it got back to Robert, and Robert had this to say, paraphrasing. He was like, well, look, I think Anthony Joshua was surrounded by yes men. The trainers were more than likely yes men. They say whatever, sounds good to him, but he's not that type of fighter. And I have to be honest with my fighter because I'm not a yes man, and I have a responsibility to be honest and tell him what I see. And what I seen was Anthony Joshua lost his mind after that. He threw his belts out of the ring. That's not right. And I'm not the only one that said that, and I will do it again and again because that's the type of trainer I am. And let me counterpunch. Between these two guys, okay, you have a fighter and former trainer, okay? Now, the question would be, was it appropriate for Robert Garcia to say that to Anthony Joshua? Yes, it was appropriate because I agree with Robert Garcia when you're referring to being honest with a person. Yes men are like, they're artificial people. They might as well be fake subscribers or fake followers or fake whatever because they're not being real with you. They're not telling you the truth. And you want someone to tell you the truth. However, you want someone to tell you the truth. Not every fucking body else. Not Univision, not Telemundo, not Yahoo Sports. So none of that. Like when you start telling other people something about someone else, excuse me, and then what happens, then when it gets back to that person and that person hasn't received the same thing, right, that you said about him, from him, that's where the problem is. And I don't really think that Robert Garcia told Anthony Joshua how he felt the way he told all those outfits. Especially those Spanish television shows. I heard that. He said he lost his mind. Sorry. Uh-oh. But I think at the end of the day, I think that Robert Garcia should have told Anthony Joshua exactly what was up. Therefore, when it got back to Anthony, what he said about him to other people, from other people, it wouldn't have been such a shock or surprise. Because this is what happens. You hear something from a person, right? And I think this is what happened. This is what I think happened, all right? I think Robert Garcia might have mentioned something on if he did it all, right? To give Robert the benefit of the doubt, this is what he did. He went PG when explaining that to Anthony Joshua. But when he got in front of those damn cameras and started being interviewed by someone else, he went rated R or rated X. That's what I think happened. I think he went there and then, he just lost his mind. I don't know what happened to him. That's not right. I'm not that kind of person. I just think he lost his mind. He didn't say that shit to AJ. You imagine Robert Garcia telling AJ, look, Anthony, you lost your mind. What's wrong with you? Like, why did you do that? You threw this guy's belts out there. Where are your belts? But you lost them. It's over, pendejo. It's over. You can fight again, but you don't do that kind of shit, man. I don't want to train nobody like that. He didn't do no shit like that. He didn't. I think he stayed quiet until he got back to the States and started talking shit to somebody else about him. That's what I think that happened. And if I'm AJ, I would feel the same way. Bars. Why? Because I don't want anyone that's going to talk shit about me. You were right there beside me. You could have told me or shared or cared to tell me how you felt about my actions or reactions about my loss or losing a decision. You could have told me that. And it was fucked up. That wasn't cool. You threw the belts out and got all mad and shit. And he explained later on why he got mad or whatever that was, about being African and, that and the perception of Africans not being smart and, and Loma talking shit. Yes, I know the story. However, Robert Garcia felt compelled all of a sudden when he got back to the States to give his assessment of Anthony Joshua. And then here's the kicker. He thought that Anthony Joshua was going to pick him back up and follow this journey with him after that. I wouldn't either. Dude, you talk shit about me. You really showed me that you don't have any integrity. You know what I mean? Because I didn't hear the same things you said to me that you said to other people, and that's a problem. That means someone is backbiting. Okay, that's backbiting shit. It don't matter because see, it's looked at it derogatory in the way he said it. Yeah, it comes off negative. So yeah, that's backbiting. You're talking shit about someone that they're not there. First of all, they're not there to defend themselves. But you being in your position, being in your position, he had ample opportunity to tell Anthony Joshua how he felt. So again, when he told him how he felt, then he could have washed his hands of Anthony Joshua or the idea of knowing you have something to tell someone that's on your mind. Okay? So he wouldn't have I told Anthony to his face. You never heard him say that, did you? You never heard Robert Garcia say, I told him to his face, hey, that's fucked up, AJ. You're big and strong. Like Loma, you're big and strong. You're big and strong. You're gonna, and then I knew he was pissed off because I seen AJ and they asked him about, he was at some fight afterwards, and they asked him about Robert Garcia, and that motherfucker rolled his eyes. He rolled his eyes and he was like, because he kind of looked away from the camera when he did it. So I already knew something was up. And I was like, yeah, he ain't happy with him. Because Robert went, on a smear campaign. And he tried to make it, he made a smear campaign sound like it was an objective assessment. But it wasn't. It was just a smear campaign. That's all it really was. Let's just be real. It was a smear campaign because he could have told AJ that to his face. And he could have told him the same way. He could have told him, look, that's fucked up, man. You really fucked up. And then that's what he would have been. He wouldn't have been looked at as like a chicken shit backbiter. Let's just be real. He wouldn't have been looked at in that light. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Robert Garcia thinking AJ lost his mind. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.